Durag Diaries, Tottenham 1, Frankfurt 0, and we get the job done. Onwards and upwards, semi-final settings. Here we go. Here we go. We saw our rivals over in the other side of North London make their chance and, get their job done over at the Bernabeu and take their lead into that semi-final. Now, Spurs saw that and said, hey, you ain't going to be the only ones. And we made sure we got our job done today. Now, I will go out there and say it was lucky. It was definitely a bit luck. That Christensen, whoever they had on that right back, we're lucky that half of the chances fell to a right back because he couldn't finish his dinner if it was in front of him. He couldn't finish his dinner if he had a knife, fork, and fucking spoon, bruv. This guy was missing chance after chance in front of the goal in the last 10 minutes. They could have had three. They could have had three if he really wanted to bury them, but we was very fortunate. It's just one of those games where I knew it. I did say going into it, I don't expect the performance to be pretty. I don't expect to see much of an improvement on the performances that we've seen in the last couple of weeks. It's not going to be one of those games. But what it will be is one of those games where you just need the team to get the job done. Just get through that 90 minutes. Just get through getting the little things, just being better than them. Just showing that you have more effort. You're playing for this game more. You got more passion than them for this game. This game means more to us than it means to them. They're battling for Champions League in the Bundesliga. They're very likely to go get that. We aren't. This is everything for us. This is all that our season is riding on. And today, the performance, we showed bits of that. What I will say, let's start off with the lineup. Disappointed to see Brennan Johnson start and get as much minutes as he did. But again, Odegaard didn't play any minutes, so it leaves us to assume there's definitely something wrong with Odegaard. Whether it's a scan, whether it's an injury, whether it's a knock, whether it's just a strain, there seems to be something wrong with Odegaard at this moment in time as to why he's not getting any minutes on the pitch, let alone 5 or 10. Away from Johnson, I think the rest of the lineup was self-explanatory. I think if Kulusevski was fit to start, he would have started, but ultimately came on once we saw Maddison got injured. It was unfortunate for Maddison to suffer that injury. It wasn't really a long-term injury, nothing that's going to affect him going into the next couple of games, but I think it's one of those ones where he probably got a slight concussion. It was an awful challenge from the goalkeeper. Not really too sure what took the referee so long to make his decision, or even question question it the first time, because from what you could see quite clearly, great ball from Romero over the top, something that they've worked on definitely in training. They've done that a few times early in the season. Romero with the long diagonal over to the top. Maddison flicks it on, but as he flicks it on, keeper just comes and clatters him. Literally doesn't go for the ball. He puts his hand down and just literally from chest into from chest into Maddison's head, just runs over him, bulldozes him. And they were all looking like, yeah, this is a collision. Well, no, the fuck it's not, because Maddison won it. He got to the ball first, and if he didn't deflect it, if it didn't bounce off the goalkeeper's head, it was going in. So either the goalkeeper needs to challenge for it with his hands and win it, or he takes out the man and it's a penalty. And that's exactly what it was. I saw a few people that were upset that Tell didn't get to take the penalty. I think it was fair that Solanke took the penalty. Solanke was penalty taker for Bournemouth previously, so he was definitely good at penalties, but also he needs a goal, man. Solanke needs a goal. He needed something to boost his confidence, and those little penalty goals sometimes are the things that you need. We saw it happen to Matisse Tell, who for me, I think today had a fairly good game. He was dangerous on the attack. One of the only players that constantly looking to take shots on goal. Because I think the biggest problem with Spurs, which has been over in 2025 as a whole, is our attacking play, and the urgency in our attacking play is so poor. We don't take enough shots. Our players don't create enough for themselves. And there was even a moment when Solanke had the ball, received it in a great area, but he's just looking to lay it off to someone. And that is the problem with Spurs right now, is we're always looking to pass on the responsibility in that final third, whether it's Sonny, whether it's Solanke, whether it's Maddison, someone's always looking to pass off the responsibility. Tell today just showed urgency to get in, break past his man and take a shot. And there was one time when he done it really well, running off that left-hand side, cuts inside, beats his man, shifts it onto the shoulder, sort of does a little body feint with the shoulder, shifts it onto the right-hand side, whips it, and it's almost bending in the top far right-hand corner. But keeper makes a good save. But that's just what we needed to see a bit more of today. I think down that right-hand side, if you have an Odebert, you have someone, even a Mikey Moore, man, just someone that can ask more questions of defenders, then you get more and your team attacks a bit more fluid. But because you know Brennan Johnson only runs in straight lines, as we saw, there was one time when he was breaking through. The ball got played into him at the halfway line in the transition. Frankfurt committed too many men forward. He had plenty of space in front of him. Why did he take 2 touches straight? And then the third touch he took away from the goal. It made no sense. This guy's allergic to literally making the right decisions. He's allergic to making the right decisions in the final third. Never knows what to do with the ball. But look, that's besides the point. Ultimately, defensively, we were good today. Constantly got rid of the place. Bergval all over the place. Clearance after clearance after clearance. I think Bentancur had a good game. On the ball, off the ball. He seemed to be sweeping up, moving the ball well, not being too rash in his challenges. I know he did get a yellow card, but I don't feel like he was too rash in his challenges today. I was going to say the same about Romero up until the last minute, and he went lunging in and received a yellow card at a stupid point, giving away a foul on the, not the edge of the box, but about 40 yards out from an area which you would say is dangerous for them to put a cross in. So, hey, I do think that Romero played really good up until then. Van de Ven as well, sweeping up at the back. Was fortunate to have Van de Ven there because there was that one opportunity. And look, I've said this too many times in my match breakdown, so many of you would know, but playing through Spurs is so easy. It's just long balls over the top, and that's exactly what happened. Keeper done a long ball over the top. Typical Spurs, high line for life. We're standing on the halfway line at this point. As people know, you can't be offside if you're in your own half. So TK makes a run, sort of drops in a little bit deep so he can pick up some yards, makes a run in behind. Keeper launches it over. He's through in on goal. Luckily, Van de Ven just gallops and manages to get a last touch onto the ball, who then ends up rolling into Vicario's hands. And we were fortunate not to concede on that one. TK was not as much of a problem as he was in the first game. I feel like he was still doing a lot in and around the box, still, trying to be worksy, still trying to get on the ball, still trying to ask questions of our defenders, but we crowded him out a lot better this time. We didn't give him enough space in front of the goal to open up for his own shots. Every time he got on the ball, there was 2 or 3 men surrounding him, and that's exactly the way that we needed to tackle it. Now, at the time of recording this, there is no clear person as to who we're going to play in that next round. Lazio is currently in extra time, but they are leading. They've got a 3-0 lead. I'm just seeing right now. That they're taking into the second half of extra time, as well as Manchester United are losing. They are losing to Lyon as Ryan Cherky has just scored a goal at the break of extra time. So still very interesting to see how this could play out. It could be a Lyon and Atletico Club on the other side and Tottenham Lazio. I think more than likely we're going to end up playing Lazio in our fixture, which is going to be a tough game. Italian side, great defensively. They're just really frustrating to play against. They're one of those teams that you're going to struggle to break down, but they're also going to struggle to break you down. So it's going to be a battle of like who's more boring. Like I remember watching, I'm pretty sure Tottenham fans would remind you of that Champions League tie where we had Antonio Conte going back against AC Milan, and it was just horrible. It was 1-0 across both legs. But it was just horrible football for both games. Both teams didn't really look like they wanted to win. Barely any shots in either games. And yeah, I expect this game with Lazio to be very, very similar in that sense. I think it's going to be 2 teams that are very wary of each other and are both just trying to take their chances when they can get them. But But look, we go almost to the semi-final. That is one big positive that we can take. And buys more time for his job, because I can't lie, if we went out today, I was sitting there ready to go on this ANGE campaign that the club statement should be out by morning. But he buys himself some more time, potentially buys himself a few more months if he can get the job done. But he definitely buys himself some more time up until this second leg. Which is going to be played out, I believe, next week, if not the week after. So we've got a few weeks away until that second leg to prepare. Big game against Lazio. And yeah, look, people, if you haven't already, it's disappointing, but you should have by now. Smash the like button, because Spurs won. I'm feeling nice. And also, it's appreciated, your support to, help the channel grow. It doesn't take a second. It don't cost a thing. And also, as you can see above me, we're on the road to 2K. We just hit 1.5555. 1.555. I don't know how many fives are down. You know what I mean. So make sure you help me get onto the 1.6, and then we can get onto the 2K. You know what I mean. Make sure you share this with this. Tell a friend to tell a friend to share it with their friends. And make sure you follow on all the other socials. This is Durag Diaries. Spurs are through to the semi-final.